Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. This is probably going to be a draft series idea that I'm just going to be throwing out to you guys. I want you guys to give me your opinion about this idea. So the idea is basically to only record or to only post draft wins that I get. The series is going to be called Draft to Victory to show you guys what type of rewards you guys can get in the World Cup, so on and so forth. We're going to do commentary over the gameplay because I know that people don't really like the cut-ups too much. So we are going to try this on the channel and see how it goes. So if you guys do end up enjoying it by the end of the video, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below what you liked, disliked about it, and then we'll just move on from there. So we're going to go ahead and get started from the video. The way that this is going to work is we're going to do the commentary from the streams, building the squad, but then we're going to do the commentary over the gameplay, and then at the end it's going to be the commentary from the streams again of me opening the pack. So let's get started. All right, let's see what we're going to go with. 4-4-1-1. That'll be our first formation, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we're going to start off with Mertens. I think the teams that I'm going to work with are probably going to be the European ones. Yes. 100% going to be European. Oxlade-Chamberlain, Andre is not actually in the World Cup, but I like that they actually put the players in. That's kind of cool. Jelson's in here. Bernardo Silva. Modric. Ooh, no, Dembele. Dembele would be better. João Moutinho, Modric, Rakitic. Yeah, Dembele would be better. Yeah, it's going to be European teams for sure. Nani has an okay... Ooh, Perisic. Carrasco. No, Perisic has better shooting. We'll go with Perisic. Nastasic. Espilicueta, Kyle Walker, Carvajal. Kyle Walker. Neto, Keane, Stones, Keane. Olsen. Olsen's not bad. I like using him in the regular mode. He's alright. Trap, Butland. Probably Butland, yeah. He's usually the better one to go with. Jose Sa. Wow, Jose Sa's in here too? That's kind of cool. Gibbs, Zabaleta. We'll go with Gibbs. Wenza, Yasin. Okay, nobody relevant here. Oh, JJ Okocha. That's pretty good. Do I need any of these guys? No. JJ, my boy. Why am I low on chemistry right now? Oh, because of positions, right wing back and stuff. Oh, right wing back only gets 7 chemistry. Wow. These guys are all trash. JJ's a pretty good one though. Di Maria, South American, Adriz, David. Aguero. I'm not a huge fan of Aguero in this game, so I'm probably not going to use him. Cedric, right back. He has an okay card. Heung-min Son would be good as a sub, actually. Lamar has a nice card. Ooh, Rashford. Neymar. Ooh, I'm going to go Neymar, chat. So I can put him on as a super sub. Salvio. I like the card designs, chat. They're really nice. Really, really nice. Let's take out this guy. Berkey, Rudiger, Kepa, Kimmich. Probably Rudiger, right? Or Herrera, actually. Herrera would be probably a better center mid to have than Oxlade-Chamberlain. What are the managers they give you? Europe. So that's the only thing that's really relevant, to be honest. Cool, not a bad team. I think we're probably not going to use Jelson because I'm pretty sure the game mechanics should be very similar. So what I'm thinking is we start off with JJ. Maybe even start off with Mertens. Move Mertens off to the right side and then put in Neymar up top. I think that'll be the most ideal thing to do. Gotcha. do that. That. I'll do that. Is it still the same custom tactics that I had before? Oh, cool. I just keep it. So the first game that we do end up going up against is a really, really solid team. This is the very first good team to have in a draft. Thierry Henry, Pele, Maradona, Nakatomo, Neymar. Very, very solid squad. The 4-1-4-1 actually seems to be a pretty decent formation. Now, I have used the 4-1-4-1 quite a bit in the draft so far, and it does actually end up being pretty good, right? You do actually need good players in each position to kind of sort yourself out. You know, I would suggest using stay back while attacking for the fullbacks. The biggest thing that I would tell people to do is with the center mids to tell them to stay back while attacking and stay on the edge of the box. I think stay on the edge of the box is the most important thing, because if you notice that your center mids keep pushing up, it might be due to the tactics or the work rates that your player has. So if you tell him to stay back while attacking and stay on the edge of the box, he'll be more prone to actually stay back while attacking. So that's what I kind of noticed when I switched it up. I think it will be in this video or the next video where you guys will see that switch up in the second game or the third game. Those are the kind of things that you pick up on in terms of characteristics of your players, because the big thing with FIFA is that movement is such a vital part of the game, right? If your players are not moving in the right way, it could hinder your performance to play the best way possible, right? That's why sometimes when you play draft, sometimes it's a little bit unfortunate because you use a formation that you're really not familiar with or you don't really understand that well, and then you come up against someone that's like a really good person with their formation, and it could be a little bit of a hindrance, right? But it's always about trying to find what works best for each formation, and that's what the draft kind of brings you, right? It's all about a selection process, right? You just try to find that best formation for yourself. But the way that this team moved around with I think it's the 4-4-1-1, it's pretty decent. I wouldn't say it's amazing. I think the 4-1-4-1 is definitely a better formation, but I definitely moved around really nicely. Now, some skill moves that I've noticed that seem to be somewhat effective in the World Cup mode is definitely the drag back. So the reason why I use the drag back so often is because of the momentum and the position that it positions the ball for you, right? So it's all about when you use a skill move, right? It's all about the end speed of the skill move, right? So the speed of which the player comes out of the skill move is important. That's why the body feint, the way that they nerf the body feint is they slow down the animation of the exit of the body feint, right? So because they did that, it's not really the greatest skill moves to use, because generally speaking, you might as well just dribble upwards with your left stick without anything else. You might as well just aim your thumbstick upwards rather than actually using the body feint normally, because your player causes this huge emphasis on the ball, and when he does that, it allows the other person to get the ball a little bit more easily, right? So just take that into account when you guys are using certain skill moves like the body feint. It's all about the exit speed, right? So sometimes the roulette I would say is more of a fun skill move to use. I don't know if I would use it that often against someone who's a really good player, because you use the roulette, which is basically like the kind of sprint around move that Neymar just did there before he passed the ball off. That move is really effective if someone overcommits because of the way, again, that it positions the ball for you, right? So as you can see here, I keep using the drag back because when you drag inside, someone automatically assumes, okay, so Neymar has a 5-star weak foot. He's probably going to shoot after he gets inside the box. So I'm going to try to do my best to try to avoid that. But then you actually hit him with the other drag back so that, you know, you kind of catch him off guard and you just finish there with a driven finesse shot. Driven finesse shot is a very situational finish, right? So in certain situations, it works really well. In certain situations, it doesn't. So if you cut inside with a new skill move, it's kind of like the Burba spin, but instead of going forwards up or down, you actually go backwards up or down. And there's, again, the end speed of the move when you're exiting out of the move is just more smooth, and it positions the ball in a better way, right? The only time the Burba spin is really good is if you really feel like you have to lift the ball over the opposition, right? But I think having the ball on the floor is better just for better control of the ball if you want to be able to shoot it right away. So be careful with all those types of things, right? Finishing in this game, I think I think the driven shot is still definitely the way to go. Some people were telling me that the finesse shots are the way to go, but I generally think that the gameplay in FIFA is still inconsistent. It still has bad and good as it normally does, but I think it's definitely more slower now. So I think it's pretty much the same game mechanics as the regular version of Ultimate Team, just slower pace for the majority of the games that you play. So a lot of times you're playing, you will catch yourself having to pass in directions that the game kind of wants you to. So basically, when you're playing, take into consideration where they want you, because you're kind of battling the dribbling, right? So if your player is facing in this direction, but you want to dribble downwards, but you can kind of feel it's a general feeling that you get. You can kind of feel that your player is not going to be able to dribble downwards. You're going to have to be forced to pass the ball in the general direction that he's looking. Because the thing about FIFA, right, is that it's more accurate to pass the ball in the general vicinity of where the person is looking. If you want to go downwards, right, because the dribbling is a little bit more unresponsive, a little bit slower, it's not necessarily the most ideal thing to do. But in regards to this formation, the thing that I liked about the 4-4-1-1 was being able to always push the ball out wide, right? So my instructions, like I was saying earlier, are stay back while attacking, come back in defense on left mid and right mid, which is a very, very big deal for me, because if the fullbacks move into the middle and your left mids and right mids are not coming back in defense, it just creates this huge gap in that general area. So I like telling my left mids and my right mids to come back, but you have to be very careful with who you put there, right? Perisic actually did a pretty decent job of playing as a left mid in this team. He actually did the role. He played the role really nicely. But yeah, it's really nice to be able to always lay the ball off to the sides whenever I want to make that extra pass, because when you lay the ball off to the sides, it allows the driven shot to be more effective, right? So if I always shoot in the middle, that's what everybody always assumes for you to do. They want you to control the ball and they think you're going to shoot right away. But if you always have that left mid and right mid in the opening, always make that pass, because like I said, the biggest thing for me nowadays is I actually like the wide formations more than the narrow formations because of that specific thing, right? So being able to lay the ball off to the side is great, because like I said, if the fullbacks don't have support of the left mid or the right mid, they tend to push more into the middle if you're attacking from upwards to downwards. So if you're pushing downwards and your center back is at a position, your fullback will try to occupy the spot of that center back because he's at a position. So when that happens, it creates that gap for your left mid and right mid. Depending on how the game is going, like you can see here, I always have that side on the right or on the left always open. Depending on how the game is going, sometimes it's actually best to tell your players to get in behind. But again, it really depends on how the game is going, because the reason why I don't start off with getting behind right off the bat in the game is because I like being able to push up with my fullbacks and then being able to lay the ball off to my left mid, right mid, lay the ball back to my fullbacks, and then be able to make a run on the sides, or allow, it's very situational. So if you pass the ball back to your fullback, your left mid or your right mid will start making that run against the fullback. So what's happening there is when you're doing that, you're dragging that fullback with you so that he can no longer defend the middle. So when you tell your left mids and right mids to push up, now you can attack better through the middle of the pitch, because the fullbacks are stuck on the sides, and then you just build up the play in the middle and try to create that space on the side. So I do still think that the driven shots are the most consistent way of scoring, although the shooting in general in FIFA is inconsistent. Like, you can take a really good shot and your player can completely fluff it. It's a lot of the times it's hard to say whether it's down to the person, because I have a clip on my Twitter the other day where I did a proper finish with Maradona. I took the extra necessary touch in a 90-degree angle, driven shot, aimed it perfectly, and my Maradona completely scuffed the shot. So that's why I always try to explain to people that players who have like 75 finishing, 78 finishing, it still isn't good enough, right? You need players that have the high 90s because of how inconsistent the finishing already is. But definitely the biggest thing that I really noticed in my gameplay when I switched to this instruction in particular was the stay on the edge of the box on the cross. Because the thing is, right, is that if you're using a wide formation and you tell your left mids and right mids to push up, so like in this instance right here, we got Neymar pushing up, and you have your center mids pushing into the box, right here, if the guy gets possession of the ball, he'll have that opening to be able to counterattack against me really easily, right? So you have to be very careful with those types of things. I don't want my center mids to be pushing in because let's just say, for instance, if I was using a 4-2-3-1, my two CDMs are my two CDMs. The only players that I want to be attacking with is going to be my cam, my striker, my left mid, and my right mid, right? In the situation that my center mids push up, there's no point in doing that because I need someone to lay the ball back to, right? So if I'm pushing up on my left mid and right mid, and I notice that, you know, pushing forward with the ball is not necessarily the most ideal thing to do, it's nice to be able to pass it back to, in regards to this formation, the 4-4-1-1, it's nice to be able to pass it back to the center mids, right? In order for me to progress forward with the center forward, the striker, left mid, and the right mid, right? So that's why it's very important to not have your CDMs push in unless you really need them to, unless you really need to attack, or you notice that making more runs in the middle is actually going to be more beneficial to you, right? So instructions, there's no set instructions that you should use. Your instructions should change due to what the other person is doing or what you're noticing that you need in the team, right? So sometimes I notice that someone's going to be super aggressive on the attack. When they do that, what I tend to do is I would tell my left mids and my right mids to get in behind, because if my left mids and my right mids get in behind and he's being aggressive with his fullbacks, he'll put his fullbacks out of position. I'll pass it into the middle and then do a nice little wide pass to the side so that I have that opening, right? So that's what you do against aggressive opposition. You tell your players to be aggressive on the attack so that way you create more space for yourself. But in the final, we do end up winning 7-0 against this guy. I'm not really sure how he got to the final because my first few games were definitely a little bit harder in my opinion. But in regards to the rewards that we did end up getting, we actually got some pretty decent rewards. Now, the draft is kind of hit or miss a little bit as well. There is one draft reward that isn't that great, and you guys will probably see that in one of the future videos. But in regards to this one that we got, you'll see that I got the South American, North American. I pretty much got every single continent in the pack, so it was really cool. So we're going to go ahead and open the packs. Thank you guys so much for watching the commentary bit of the gameplay. Let's see who we get. Dude, 3 items in each pack. Lozano? Is that Lozano? That's it, boys. That's it, boys. That's it! Oh, I love this game mode. I love this game mode. And Herrera. Yes. Yes. That's so sick. They give you so many players winning the draft. That's so good. This is so good. I love this. Drafts are actually worth it now. Oh my god, dude. Let's go. I really wish they add the new squads thing. Oh my god, the European one is going to be disgusting. Come on, baby. James? James? Woo! I got James Rodriguez! Let's go! Nice. Oh my god, dude. The draft is so good, chat. The draft is so good now, man. I'm so happy. Oh, chat, I've been begging for this. Like, it's actually I'm done. I'm done. This is amazing. And Fabinho, bro, I got Fabinho too. Ah! And I got Fabinho. Oh my god. Oh my god, the European one. I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna freak out, bro. Don't even, please. My heart can't handle it. Oh my god. De Bruyne. Sorry, I just need a. Ah. Oh shit! Draft is the way, boys. Don't use the coins on the packs, bro. Draft is the only way. Piszczek and Diego Costa. Piszczek is a good one too. That is so good. So what? Can I just send to the duplicate storage? Good, because that's 84 rated.